You gotta wait for the kingdom. No, you can have success now by living this word.
That's right.
You understand? If you live this word, I'm telling you, everything that's in this book, if you live by it, you will be successful. No transmitted sexual diseases. No baby mamas running around. You understand?
What's that?
Kids in order, obedience, not a hard life. Y'all have a good one. Bless y'all. You will have success in this book, and that's what we're telling people. If you want success, if you're a black and Hispanic and Latino man and woman, you want success, you have to keep the words of this book.
That's right.
This world is going to crap. I'm telling y'all. This world is about to be done for in a minute. And it's only because they forsook the ways of this book. Right? Everybody forsakes the words of this book. But if you keep these words, we're going to show you how you can have success. Black and brown communities will turn and change overnight if we kept these words.
That's right.
Right? If you're from East Oakland, if you're from certain areas in Sacramento, if you're from, we was talking about San Francisco on 3rd Street, right? Certain areas where the black and brown communities are, where they're impoverished areas. I heard somebody making a joke at work. They said, you know how you know when you're in a black or Mexican neighborhood, when they got a Popeyes? Because even the food that they give us is not real food, right? The Popeyes, the McDonald's, all in the neighborhoods. The liquor stores all in our neighborhoods. You understand? But we can turn this around if we come back to the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High God. That is the point. That is our life goal. Our goal is to let black and brown people understand that if they come to the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, they will have great success. Watch this. Read. Finish it.
God. That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy ways prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
See, and then we will have good success. This Bible is a book of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It is not a book of religion. See, when I was younger, I was a Christian. I thought this was a book of Christianity, right? How many of y'all thought the Bible was a book of Christianity growing up? You thought the Bible was associated with the religion Christianity, and you didn't even realize that Christianity was a false religion according to the Bible. I can prove that Christianity is a false religion in 2 seconds. 2 seconds, let's do it. Give me Jeremiah 10, I'll prove it right now. I'll prove Christianity is a false religion in 2 seconds. And I'll prove that Christianity doesn't know what it's talking about according to the Bible. The first thing I'll do is, what is Jesus' birthday? What day was Jesus born on? Anybody? Yell it out. Y'all know. Was Jesus born on December 25th?
No.
Where did the day of December 25th actually come from? This is factual history. You can Google it on your phone. That's the beautiful thing I like about technology. You can challenge what we said.
Right.
Look up who was born on December 25th, and you'll see if Christianity is a false religion or not. But let's read this though. Read that. Jeremiah chapter 10. Read from the top.
God, this is Jeremiah chapter 10 from the top. Hear ye the word which is the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So the Bible says, learn not the way of the heathen, right? Watch this, read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, read.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
See, it says the customs of the people are vain, meaning the practices of the people are vain. It says, learn not the way of the heathen nations that are round about that are worshiping false idol gods. The Bible says, learn not their ways, for their customs, meaning their practices, are vain.
That's right.
Meaning they're worthless, right? Watch this, read.
God, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So it says, one cutteth a tree out of the forest, right? It says, one cutteth. Now remember, this is a vain practice.
Right.
And it says, one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
It says the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. Right? Read.
They deck it with silver and gold.
And then they take this tree, they put it in your house, they deck it with silver and gold. That what? Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
And they set it up to where the tree doesn't move or fall over. They deck it with silver and gold. What does that sound like? That sounds like your good old Christmas tree. Now, what is the practice of having a Christmas tree in your house? What does that have to do with Jesus Christ?
Right.
What does a Christmas tree have to do with Jesus Christ? Can anybody tell me what is the significance? And I don't want to hear we do it for the kids.
Right.
I want want to know what a Christmas tree has to do with Christ. And why do we deck it with silver and gold with those Christmas lights? And we put it up so it doesn't move. And then you know what else we do? We put presents under it as gifts. Those are gifts. So then when we go down to pick up the presents from the tree, guess what? We're bowing down to that tree. What do milk and cookies have to do with Jesus Christ? Milk and cookies, that's your meat offering and your drink offering and your meat offering. You give it an offering to Satan Claus or Santa Claus, right? Has nothing to do with Jesus Christ, but we do it religiously in the religion of Christianity. And the Bible just spoke against having a tree in your house and decking it with silver and gold and keeping it up to that it moves not. Just like we could go into Easter, we could go into what does a bunny have to do with Christ? What does eggs and a bunny have to do with each other? Because do bunnies lay eggs? No, we know this. But sometimes we have to speak this in layman's terms to our people so they can understand. See, I'm looking for the black and Hispanic people because that's the people that we waited for to get out of here. Because I'm telling you, give me Matthew chapter 24. Give me Matthew chapter 24. Let's get that. Because I want to get something. And brothers, when you guys are out here preaching, preach the word in fervency and in spirit, because your words are not falling on deaf ears. That's because what did the book of Ezekiel chapter 36 say? Speak unto the mountains. You understand? You got to speak into the atmosphere. Your words reaching higher levels of planes of energy and power. Right? So when you speaking, it doesn't matter. These words are touching somebody. I remember one time we were speaking on the street and a woman came down. She said, I heard y'all all the way from my apartment. I had to find y'all. Right. All somebody got to do is hear Israelite, and that's all they got to hear. And they go home and be like, what's an Israelite? You just led them to the truth. You brothers are doing a mighty work out here. But Matthew 24 says this. Read Matthew chapter 24 and give me verse, start at verse 15.
God, this is Matthew 24 and verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel.
Okay, so the abomination of desolation that was spoken of by Daniel is the siege of 70 AD when Jerusalem was destroyed and the sacrificial ordinances could no longer be kept because our temple was destroyed. Now that happened. The last sighting of actual real Jews was in the siege of 70 AD. People might not know this because people say, how you know you're a Jew? Did you go get a DNA test? How the hell am I going to get a DNA test with a person that's not even a Jew? What are we comparing our DNA to? Do you have the original DNA of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Do you have the original DNA of the Jews that fled out of Jerusalem in the siege of 70 AD? You don't. But the last time the actual real Jews were actually recorded for being in the land was when the Romans compassed Jerusalem with armies and kicked them out of the land. That was the siege of 70 AD. So the Bible says when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, well, we've seen that. We've seen that happen. Watch this, read.
God, the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountain.
All right, so this is actual history that actually happened. I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites. Y'all ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites? And no? You don't know? You don't know? So wait, do you know what, you ever heard of Jesus Christ? You ever heard of a Jew? Okay, so Jesus was a Jew, right? But Jesus was also a Hebrew. So Hebrew is the language that the Jews speak. An Israelite, real quick, because I know y'all got to go. An Israelite is a part of the 12 tribes, right? Or a Jew is a part of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So that's what it is. So when I call you an Israelite, I'm calling you a descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? Now, do you know why that's important? Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. I know they gotta go. I'm gonna tell them why it's important real quick. I'm gonna tell you why it's important to understand why or who the real Israelites or Jews are. It's very important. It's more important than anything you got going on today, bro. Sometimes knowledge doesn't seem important. You want to go have fun. You want to go do whatever you want to go do. But knowledge is important. Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Let's read that.
Bring it out!
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art in holy people.
Now the Israelites are a holy people. You familiar with this book? This is the Bible, right? Y'all go to church? Y'all go to church? You go to church. Okay. So let me ask you this. In church, you read what's called the Bible, right? But what if I was to tell you that the church people are not teaching you what's really in this book? Right? How old are you? You 18? How old are you, bro? 18, how old are you? 24, right? So look, what if I was to tell you, let's just get to the point. Let me just get to the nitty gritty. Are you familiar with the transatlantic slave trade? You familiar with slavery? You familiar with us going into slavery on ships and taking our people and beating us and whipping us? What if I was to tell you that the Bible prophesied that? Would you believe me? You wouldn't believe me. No, that's good. I don't want you to believe me because I want to show you.
Bring it out.
Don't believe everybody. Make people prove it to you. Can I show you real quick? Can I show you that in the Bible? Give me Deuteronomy 28 real quick. Matter of fact, you give me Deuteronomy 28. We're going to show them real fast. 28:15, and you give me 28 and 68. I got to show them this real quick, and I'm going to let you go. Just give me 5 seconds of your time. It's not going to take nothing longer. Can you hold that up for me, Barak? Yeah, Barak, yeah. You're going to hold that scripture. Give me one first, and then you're going to go to 15. Read it with power so I can hurry up and get their attention and get them going. But I want to show them. Read that.
God, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 from the top.
This is the book of Deuteronomy in the Bible, King James Bible. Watch this, bro.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now watch this. Remember I was telling y'all about the Israelites? So the Israelites made a promise with God. Y'all familiar with Moses? Y'all know who Moses is, and he delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh? Okay, so when Moses took them out of Egypt, he took them into the wilderness, and he told the Israelites, hey, look, we're going to make a deal with God. They made a deal with God. This is the deal that they made with God. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Read.
Come to observe and to do all his commandments.
So God gave them a book of commandments. He said, look, if you do these, this was the deal that God made with the Israelites. He said, if you do this, I'm going to make you better than all races of people. Woo! If you don't believe me, let's read it.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Because it's about rulership. So look, that was the deal that God made with them. But you know, you ever seen a mafia movie? Yeah, you know how you make a deal with the devil, kind of. Not layman, but you know how in the mafia you make a deal, but it's always a flip side to the deal. You understand? The flip side to the deal is this.